everybody out there. This is Garrett here with 11 Bang Bang, coming to you with another farmer gun. I'm about to tell you one of the best kept secrets in firearms collecting. Maybe I shouldn't even tell you because then it might not be a good secret. That is the J.C. Higgins Model 20 12 gauge. This is a gun that will generally run you $200 or less on the used market. They don't make them anymore. They were sold by Sears and Roebuck all the way from the 40s through to the 60s when they went to the Ted Williams name. This gun is actually a high standard Flight King. It's just it doesn't have the engraving or the high standard name on it, and it is sold to Sears and Roebuck to sell to the public. And this is another one of those guns that literally everybody in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, at least in my area, had one or two of these because it was the equivalent of going down to Walmart and buying a gun. It was easy to get a hold of, it was cheap, and it was very well made. This is one of the slickest, smoothest actions in a shotgun that I have ever experienced. Let me show you something, guys. You can't do this with a Winchester Model 12. See that? Just hit the button. That's how smooth it is. You can eject shells that way. That is how slick these are, and it's not because they're wore out, it's because that's how they come from the factory. They have these little nameplate stamps on them. This is actually a really high grade quality of wood. You can see that red there, has a good butt plate, has a magazine off and on shut off right there, which is really cool. And this is just a gun that is probably the most versatile shotgun out there. As far as you could use it for hunting, it's got a milled steel receiver. This is a real throwback to the 20s and 30s, guys, when you had your Model 97s and your Model 12s and everything is made out of milled steel. You have a jewel bolt in here. This is just a really awesome gun. I've probably owned more of these in my life than any other shotgun, probably owned more than 10 of them because I always buy them at auctions for $80 to $120. And then when I want something else, it generally is the first thing I trade because I know there will be another one. At least in my vicinity, these are really, really popular and easy to come by. But enough yakking about it, let's shoot it a little bit. Oh wait, what's that? My brother Ethan has just informed me also, guys, that the J.C. Higgins, some of their shotguns are made by Smith & Wesson too, just for your information. I don't know if that's anything to do with this. I'm pretty sure this gun's so good it could not have been made by Smith & Wesson. Anyway, let's go shoot a few. All right, guys, so your controls are a lot like a modern shotgun Remington. You have your safety here in front of the trigger. You have your slide release back here beside the trigger. Except for this, of course, this is the magazine cutoff, and it's actually set to off. Let's turn it on, and let's just load it up. Now you're gonna have to have that closed to load it because like a Remington, you're gonna be fighting the lifter. So, you're gonna close it. Let's see how many this thing will hold. I don't believe this one has a plug in it. This particular one actually belongs to my cousin Christopher, and I don't think I've ever even shot it before. There's 4, 5. There's 5, and let's put 1 in the chamber. Set it to safe. There, we're on safe. Magazine shut off. And then we can load, and now we have 6. So guys, if you wanted to, Caleb's gonna slap me for this, but if you were looking for a good solid home defense shotgun and you wanted something in 18.5 inches, you could make this an 18.5 inch gun and it would be absolutely fine for home defense. Higher capacity than an 870, slicker than a Mossberg 500, in my opinion. That safety might be a no-go for you, but I wouldn't mind that one a little bit. I think it would be one of the best home defense shotguns you could have. Let's shoot some stuff. Safety off. Let's plug the old golf ball. Whee! Alright guys, I'm getting a little hiccup. That's not very common for this gun. Could be the extractor screws a little loose. Could also be these aluminum shells. I'm going to go with the aluminum shell theory. That's what you run into sometimes, guys, with these aluminum shells. Certain guns just don't like them. Okay, guys, we had a little trouble there. This particular Higgins does not like the aluminum shells. That's okay. My Fox doesn't like aluminum shells. My Remington A70 doesn't like aluminum shells. My Remington Model 11 just breaks extractors trying to use these aluminum shells. So let's move over to some higher quality brass shells and see what it thinks about those. Christopher out there right now is putting up the, well, he already did. He's out there putting up the patterning board at 25 yards. So this is advertised to have a full choke barrel. A lot of times you'll find these guns with poly choke tubes and stuff on them too, just because they didn't have the threaded in chokes that we have today. But without further ado, let's take this out 25 yards, and once the wind quits blowing, see what that'll do. Let's go take a look at that pattern. So that one is obviously patterning a little low, but it is a very nice tight 12 gauge pattern, full choke. We're patterning a little low. I may have pulled it to the right a little bit, but what that tells me is this particular stock, my face is getting too low on it. Now, if I was to shoot in another shotgun that I hold a different way, it might pattern higher just right. The higher you get your face up, the higher your pattern goes. So on this particular stock, if I was going to use this particular gun, and like I said, I've used a lot of different Higginses, and some of them shoot high, some of them shoot low. I would learn to get my face up a little higher on it, and that would bring my point of aim up a little higher. This is sufficient, but it's a little low for what I would like. I got 6 low brass federal shells in here right now. Let's see what we can't do to the old soda gallows. Now she's slick. And click. I would say we have cleaned the soda gallows. What do you say you shoot some clays?
Let's shoot some clays.
Like it?
Yep.
They win. Oh. Oh, not quite. Alright, do another one.
That's right.
Remember, patterning a little low, so hold over just a second. Ready? There you go. That fixed the issue. Gotta get your face up a little higher. Ready?
Yep.
Boom! One more clay. Are you good?
Yep. How good are you?
Not
that good, apparently.
That was mean, I'm sorry. All right, we're gonna have Christopher clear the rail in a cowboy action pattern. We're gonna start on the top left, move down to the lower center, then back to the top, then the white one down here in the center, and then you're gonna finish off with the 2 on the top on the right. So you go up, down, up, down, up, up. Okay. Got it? Yep. Have at it. Beep. All right, guys, I got 5 shells. I'm gonna do this. Also, by the way, gonna do the dead man shot, which is usually there's a GoPro up there facing back towards me. This time, this is kind of like Hogan's Alley for the FBI. Got to hit the right targets because the GoPro is right up there between the starting foot and the yellow paint can. So let's hope this full choke don't get a little wide, eh, Caleb? That's Caleb's Hero 8, by the way. All right, guys, that's all we have for the JC Higgins Model 20 12 gauge, one of the best shotguns ever made, guys, and one of the cheapest too. Trust in God, keep your powder dry. Go shoot some birds with the old JC Higgins Model 20. Peace.